Welcome to the making of
Ian, do you have any
Lovesick.
opinions on interior design?
It's go time.
4 Delta, take 3.
Warn the police! Warn the police!
Yeah! Alright, let's kick some ass, boys. Action. Hi, I'm filmmaker Chris Whitmer. Welcome to Mission Impossible, the making of Lovesick. Why did I call it that? Well, first off, I listened to the Mission Impossible theme song probably 1,000 times whilst making this movie because I'm insane. But more importantly, it was told to me multiple times that shooting an action movie with no money in 90 days in Portland would be impossible. Getting a cop car would be impossible. We got 3. Shooting the whole film would be impossible. Did it in 90 days. Not having a budget would be impossible. We didn't use any budget. I mean, I paid for stuff that I had to pay for, but there was no budget. It was an unpaid project. And also, it's a fan film. Technically, the YouTube version is a fan film. I do have a theatrical cut that is not a fan film and has most all the Bourne stuff pulled out. That is for festivals. Can't really make any money on the YouTube version, and that is the best version, so please go watch that. I was also told that it would be impossible for this to find an audience because people aren't interested in the Bourne franchise anymore, and that's why they can't seem to get one made. That was also wrong, because now Lovesick is a smash hit with 5,000 plus views. It's not a super fast viral hit, it is a hit, and it's going to make funding future projects incredibly easier. So let's get right into how I made the impossible movie, Lovesick.
You're gonna where you feel the bone, and then what you're going to do is
You're gonna bring your chin down.
yeah. So like you hug her hand with your neck, and then you're controlling how hard it's going. So you're just chilling there. And you're the
Okay.
one applying as much pressure as you're comfortable with.
Okay, so am I moving this hand?
So for those who don't know my background, which you shouldn't, I am a filmmaker. I am a director of photography. I am a camera operator. I am a excellent editor. I'm also a colorist. I'm also a director. I also do audio. I also engineer. And I'm also a screenwriter as well. With all that said and done, that's why I was able to make this movie. If you are a normal human and you do not have all these skills, and mind you, it took decades for me to get good at them, and I really want to say it was not by choice. I wanted to just be a director of photography after I got out of college because I wanted to be Michael Bay, but that wasn't going to happen in Portland, so I just kind of wanted to focus on doing camera because I'm really good at it, and focus on editing because I'm really good at that. Now, you know, after 20 years of doing this, I'm good at just about everything, and that's rare. That's one of the reasons why I'm able to do what I do. That's why I'm able to go and shoot a movie in 90 days. I can do it with like 5 people. Now, I like to embrace rapid filmmaking. Now, rapid filmmaking is not traditional filmmaking. It can't be traditional filmmaking. Traditional filmmaking is simply not going to be a long-term thing. Filmmaking is going to have to change drastically. It will have to. There is no choice. You can do multiple things on a set, right? That means that you don't have to have 10 people to do everything. Pretty much what it means is that you're gonna have a couple of PAs. Those PAs are gonna be doing everything. Every single possible thing imaginable, they're gonna be doing it. And then you're gonna have an AD. And an AD is gonna be in charge of those PAs. Now, if you are lucky enough to have a producer, that person's probably gonna be, helping along with the AD and those PAs. That's it. There's your crew. Now, I like shooting with multiple cameras. In fact, for rapid filmmaking, it is essential because if your actors do one perfect take, you have the cameras. You don't have to shoot again. You got it. You move on. Cut, print, move on. Multiple cameras with a small crew Typically, the DP will be lighting and operating one of the cameras, and then we'll have a camera operator who will be helping that DP with the lighting and operating the other camera. Because I'm such a good camera operator, I will be camera operating. So once you got that done, okay, right, you got 3 people, yourself included, shooting the cameras. You got 3 to 4 people doing everything else, and then you got your cast. The other part of rapid filmmaking is we are lighting spaces, we are not lighting faces, okay? You have a little LED light that you can have by your camera to bring up the eye light and bring up the face if you really need to, but if the space has your actor silhouetted, just change the blocking, because we're making films fast. There's no reason to be rigging up stupid stuff and putting stuff in danger and just going into the day without the stuff you need. You pre-plan ridiculously, and if you know what you're doing, you can light quick, you can shoot quick, and more importantly, as a director, right, I have to remember that I have to push the crew, because nobody is used to working at my pace. So the crew that I'm bringing on to my next projects are the crew that have been able to keep up with me. The other thing too is, as a director, your job is to delegate, which means your job is to assemble a team. You are to assemble your Avengers. And I found my Avengers when I did Plot Holes. I put Logan and Liana across one another and had them do a romantic scene. I slapped in some music and it was tears, baby.
We're never gonna get time for a date, are we?
When I get back, I'll take some extra leave.
I don't want to take the time you need to deal with this all.
Once this is done, you'll be the closest person I'll have.
I wish I could do more. Our whole world's falling apart.
If the world does end, at least I'll be next to you.
That's the lady, right? When I was casting, this is how I cast people. We do a video call, right? Because everybody knows how to act. That's the number one thing you got to remember as a director, is if they have a reel and they have a resume, they know how to act. Watch their reel. I cast on this. We have a phone call. I read lines with them. I don't really want them sending me self-tapes. They can. If it's ever good self-tape, then you got it. But still, I would prefer to actually talk. And then Logan, who comes in and did a bit part as the father, And then Lilia and Signe, they came in over video chats. And Signe, I just knew immediately. I just knew immediately that she had an inner rage, that inner evil. It was in there, And she's a great, sweet person. But you could tell that there's definitely an untapped anger in there that she can pull out, just like Liana can. They just become different people. When they start reading those lines, they just start changing. And in a video call, you start reading with them, you go through it once or twice, you'll start to see that come out. And if you add in the fact that you're laughing and having a good time while you're doing it, boom, they got it. Filmmaking is an art, filmmaking is a form, a film is a living, breathing organism. You cannot force it, you cannot muster it. All you can do is ride it out and just drag it along to conception. Hire your friends, hire people that like you, make sure you got no gums in the works, then use your talents the way that you know how. No excuses. All right, so let's get into how we made this fucking movie and stop rambling. So the first thing we did is a promo shoot. So promo shoot is incredibly important. I don't know why more people do this, all right? First off, nobody's gonna watch a movie if you don't have a good poster. Nobody's gonna watch a movie if you don't have a good teaser trailer. No one's gonna watch a movie if they don't know who's in it. No one's gonna watch a movie unless it looks like a movie, right? Are you gonna have a composer? Then you gotta put out a CD, baby. You gotta have your promo shit. You gotta have posters, you gotta have CDs, you gotta have trailers, you gotta have this stuff. Because first off, it makes your actors look and feel cool. That's number one. That's why they do this. Right? If they don't look and feel cool, they're not going to give you a kick-ass performance. And then you ain't got a kick-ass film, and we're here to kick ass. We're not here to fuck around. We're here to go, baby. So we got to do a promo shoot. So that's the first thing we did. We set up a promo shoot. We got everybody, we took photos, we took slow-mo footage of them. I made a whole teaser trailer for the project, slammed that out there, and you wouldn't believe the amount of people that started reaching out.
Welcome to the farm, officers. Don't do this, Samantha. Don't do this.
Lovesick. Coming New Year's Day.
I had like my composer, Eros. He's an Italian composer. How did he find me? He found me because I put up promo stuff for Lovesick. Also, my good friend Liana, like I said, the main star here, she is an IMDb person and has all like does that. And so like all of a sudden my IMDb has been getting filled up thanks to her and some other people because it was, you know, it looked cool, and then they checked out my YouTube and they saw plot holes with Liana and Logan, you know, absolutely making you fall in love with both of them. I mean, boom, right? They were there. They knew what I was doing. And so I had composers from Italy, composers from Latin America. I've had editors from Europe. I had editors from Asia. I had multiple people from all over the world reach out to try to help in some way or form because it was a Bourne film. Now, the YouTube version is a Bourne film. The theatrical version is just a film, but it is technically in the Bourne universe. So that way it can go to film festivals. But, you know, outstanding score, outstanding people that I got, all because of this promo shoot. So, day one, we had Lilia, Scott, and Sarah. We had the CIA team. They were in here, they were kicking ass, they looked awesome, we had a lot of fun. You know, they all showed up and they just looked so cool. All right, Lilia's got her leather jacket on, Scott's got his suit, he's got that tie on. Sarah comes in, right, she's got her little vest and her little blazer on, right? And it's just, they just look it, baby, boom, movie power, right? All right. Then day two, we had Logan, Signe, and Liana. Oh, and Billy, we had him. That's the day that we had Billy too. And you know, it's great. We're able to get all the slow-mo footage of them as a family and them falling in love and them breaking up and them cheating on one another and their dad being nice, but then their dad being mad. And then, you know, just all the little clips and concerns that you would need to make this movie, we shot on that day. And it was quick. And thank God for the GH5S and the GH4, beautiful slow motion. Anyway, so as we get done with that, you know, we take all their photos, and then day three we had Thomas. Now what's funny about Thomas is I got a police shirt for free, but it didn't fit him. So we had to shoot him chest up, which is, if you look at the early posters, you'll see that he has a different body than his head. It's not that noticeable because I did a really good job in Photoshop, but, oh, I'm also a professional photographer, by the way, that also helps with this. But, you know, that helps. And, you know, he was feeling a little iffy about it because, you know, he looked like an idiot in it. But once I got some chest up photos of him, he was like, oh, all right. And I was like, yeah. Great guy, right? But in this film, man, he looks tough, doesn't he? Him and David too, who I met later on. Oh man, David was great. So they played the cops. They were just great guys, really great guys. I love them so much. So then after that, we moved on to the father scene. We had to shoot that here in my apartment. I tried to get a house, but I couldn't snag one. This will come up later. We filmed with two cameras. Signe's, I believe, I'm just gonna say partner because I don't know their relationship status, but Signe's partner showed up, Kevin, who incidentally owns Framework Studios, which I did not know. Which is weird because I believe I had met him at one point. So that's funny to me. I literally had no clue about this. I was like, that guy looks kind of familiar. Do I know him? And apparently, I think I just said hi to him once, and I was at some open house that he was at I think when they opened that studio. That's the point. Look, we're getting into weeds here. Okay, right? Guy shows up, and he ends up running the other camera, but I had it set up to where I could just, you know, leave it run as the wide. So we were doing that. I filmed with two cameras. We had a gas blowback gun show up on the day. I tried getting it earlier. It was just a whole nightmare. It showed up at last minute, thank God. But, you know, the main point of weapons is, you know, when you're on a smaller thing like this, you don't really want to use anything remotely real just because it's dangerous. Like, you need to have money for that. That is the thing where you have to have money. You need to have somebody who's like good with weapons and make sure that like they're safe and make sure that they're ready, especially using any props, anything like that, right? Now, when you're just using BB guns, right, you still treat it like it could hurt somebody because it can, but what you do is, you know, it's just not as dangerous. It's just not as dangerous. And the reason why you have to do gas blowback, and the other thing too, is we had an LED light that we flicked on and off for the muzzle flash. So that means in post, all I have to do is slap a muzzle flash on. I don't have to do any other work, everything else in camera, right? The slide goes back, gas comes out both ways. It looks sexy as hell. And I really wanted it to be a super duper over the top, Hollywood, Michael Bay, Zack Snyder gunshot. I wanted you to feel like she was lightning. Damn, cannon when she hit that gun, right? So we did that, and Logan worked with her a little bit to kind of get her more comfortable with the gun because, you know, we're not gonna do it in a Max Payne with Mila Kunis here. We're making sure everybody looks good with their guns, okay?
They're definitely getting. I always remember that shot. I always remember this shot. She doesn't look cool walking with it. It's like it feels like it's an object that's kind of being cradled. And I remember just being like, that's like such. You can't let your actor down like that.
They're gonna, right, she comes in, she comes running up, she has her gun down like this, and she's running up, and then she's like, oh man, there's something going on here. Huh, huh, right, you know? Ooh, right, it's just, perfect.
Yeah. I'm start like punching things. I can't see.
I can't do it. I can't. I gotta get this fucking trap out of the way. It's driving me nuts. I'm constricted. Can't do it. I was gonna be a good boy and use my tripod, but I just can't be bothered. It's too constricted. I need freedom. Freedom! Okay.
That's how I feel when I wear a seatbelt in the car. It's not how I want to feel. But...
Oh. All right. So that's rolling. I'm on here. So let's go back to one. You're going to be on the couch. You're going to be coming in from the tree.
Okay.
Tiny tree. Tiny tree. All right.
Tiny tree shops everywhere.
So yeah, we're going to go through, and then I think. I called you the wrong name.
I know what you meant.
There you got that, so, you know, play with them. So we go through the scene as it is. If you want me honest, she's got a script right here if you want to. You got that? You good?
I'm good.
She's good. She's a pro. All right. Time to make magic happen. All right. And action.
You should not be doing that. You should. I can't do everything alone here, Rachel.
Well, I mean, Sam's back from her job, so like.
We can't rely on her. What? Who knows what shit they did to her? You need to get it together. Your mom is gone.
You know what? Stop it. I'm not a kid anymore. You don't get to berate me. And you need to quit with the beer. Stop it!
When did this start happening?
Oh, God. Sam, he's...
Oh, they taught you well, didn't they? Huh. Abandon us for what? A license to be a murdering psychopath?
Step away from her.
You should have never come back here. You should have stayed in D.C.
Don't make me do this.
Do what? You and your sister, you're always just so gutless. Huh. Huh. Oh, you're gonna shoot me?
Leave my sister alone!
Good. That was great. Yeah, you could cut that. There. Rolling on this puppy right here. Get another clap from Logan, because I like Logan. All right, and action.
You should not be doing. Your mother is gone.
You know what? Stop yelling at me. I am not a kid anymore, okay? And maybe put down the beer. Stop it!
When did this start happening?
Oh, God. Sam, he wasn't...
Oh, they taught you well, huh? You abandon us? For what? For a license to be a murdering psychopath?
Step away from her.
You should have never come back here. You should have stayed in D.C.
Don't make me do this.
What?
You and your sister, you are always so cunts. You're gonna shoot me.
Leave my sister alone!
Cut! Rolling. Okay. Alright, and we're ready. 3, 2, 1, bang! Bang! Perfect. That's good. Alright. And 3, 2, 1, bang! Bang! That's pretty good. And 3, 2, 1, bang, bang. That's pretty good.
Don't worry. I'm here now. I'll always be here.
We started off loose and low key and then kept pushing the performances. And you'll notice in this documentary that they go from kind of low key to screaming and crying and just being awesome. So yeah, the gas blowback gun did a lot of work for me, made it so much easier. You know, Logan was awesome. He had a little BB gun that he brought that ironically actually matched our guns. We didn't have to have like the hero gun the whole time, which was good because we didn't really want it the whole time. And then because the gas blowback gun was so good and because the extra help showed up with Kevin, I was able to really sit down and focus on shooting it because there was a lot of VFX in there. You're never going to be able to tell all the VFX, but I will tell you right now, one of the shots is almost 100%, what's the word I'm looking for? Composited together. So there's about 3 shots in that sequence in which everything you see was shot separately and then put together. If you know which one it is, you get a golden nickel. That happened. We didn't end up shooting anybody, thankfully. It was really funny because like, I think Logan was like, well, I don't want to actually get shot. And I'm just like, we're not going to be shooting anybody, chill out. But that was really funny though. He's like, wait a minute, who are we shooting? I'm not getting shot, right? I was like, no, of course not. So that was cool. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to talk about. Really, overall, we just had a really fun time, and it was cool to catch up with Logan and Liana because I hadn't seen them in a little bit, and it was cool to meet Kevin, and that really paid off later. And Signe just was awesome in that scene. Number one, when you shoot stuff like this, because this was the big action scene in the film, is this is it, because we got her shooting a gun, big deal, at least for this film. And I wanted it to look super realistic, and I know it looks super realistic, right? And Liana has this thing where when she gets in the mode, she just gets in the mode. I mean, she just goes for it. And she completely blacks out when she gets in this mode, which is a great thing. She totally becomes the character. Like, she's so low-key. So when she's playing characters like this, it's so funny because this is just not who she is. And she walks up with that gun and she's like, with just the angriest face in the world, like a lion, like roar. And it's not in the film, but when she lowers the weapon down, it's just the coolest fucking face ever. It looks super convincing. So after that, we moved on and we shot the Victoria scene. Now, Victoria was not shot in Victoria, obviously. We shot it in Camas, or I don't know how to say it, but it's down there, and it's a port, and they've urbanized it a little bit, and just the way it's laid out, it looks a lot like the port in Victoria. So I knew that we could transition from the drone footage that I bought to, boom, Victoria. So worked great. This is where we had Lilia show up, and Liana showed up, and Scott was there. And I didn't know this. Well, I kind of knew this, but I didn't fully know this. But they're all like best buds. And so it was just so fun working with those three. Because they already had like this whole repertoire. They were in, I think, improv classes together or acting classes or something. And that's something I learned as I filmed this movie too, is that all of my actors were like best friends. And so that really helped with their chemistry, right? Because they're like comfortable with one another. So they're just going for it. And it's just, oh man. This was one of the days I had to do one camera, which was laboriously slow. Oh my God, I wanted to vomit. It only took 3 hours, but still, we could have done it in an hour if I had multiple cameras. But I'm glad it took a while. We got to know each other a little bit more, hang out, tell more stories, just get, comfortable, learn more about their friendships, just get kind of close. And it was just awesome. It was just overall a really awesome, fun time because they're really awesome, fun people. And the blooper reel will show you how much fun we had that day. And poor Liana, she tripped, she hurt her ankle that day, and she kept smashing her feet in the door, or she like missed the door handle, or she was just having just a horrible time with that door, and it was so funny. But she's a natural, so as soon as she wasn't tripped up by that door literally, she just nailed it. And Lilia, just an absolute light, just a wonderful, wonderful person to have, and just so much fun. And then Scott and Liana, in the car together, Whitman and Anderson, I mean, that is literally half the sequel is them in a car because they're just so good off of one another. The real magic I found making this movie was assembling that team of just outstanding, underrated actors. And then Lilia pops in there and she is just so good, so comfortable, just slides right in. It was perfect.
Failed your objective, Agent.
Yeah, well, how did we miss her being press? Wait, Agent?
Yeah, you passed. Because you went by the book rather than let your training take over. Good job. But don't get your panties in a bunch. Your objective in this case was actually another agent.
Jesus, they could have at least stopped me then.
I had the operation under control.
Yeah? I just hate being lied to.
Comes with the territory, kid. This is what you asked for. Besides, you're an agent now. We're gonna be lying to people for decades.
Hey, Sam. Nice to meet you, Agent.
Sam, Agent Patterson.
Let's go back to HQ and celebrate.
Could have killed you back there.
Welcome to the brave new world.
It ran out the other side.
Okay. I hear everything you're saying. It's very fun. That dog's adorable.
There's two.
Scott's waiting for it. Scott's directing too.
Failed your objective, Agent.
Yeah, well, how did we miss her being press? Wait, Agent?
Poor. Besides, you're an agent now. We're gonna be lying to people for decades.
Hey, Sam. Nice to meet you, Agent.
Sam, Agent Patterson.
Let's go back to HQ and celebrate.
I could have killed you back there.
Welcome to the brave new world.
I forgot I had.
Sorry. And action.
Failed the objective, Agent.
Yeah, well, how did we miss her being press? Wait, Agent?
Yes, you passed. Because you went by the book. We lied to people for decades.
Hey, Sam. Nice to meet you, Agent.
Sam, this is Agent Patterson.
Let's head back to HQ and celebrate.
I could have killed you back there.
Welcome to the brave new world. Failed your objective, Agent.
Yeah, well, how did we miss her being press?
Yeah, you passed. Because you went by the book rather than let your training take over. Good job. And don't get your panties in a bunch. Your objective was actually another agent.
Jesus, they could have at least stopped me then.
I had the operation under control.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I just hate being lied to.
Welcome to the job, kid. This is what you asked for. Besides, you're an agent now. We're gonna be lying to people for decades.
Hey, Sam. Nice to meet you, Agent. No, that's okay. Take a picture. You can use my phone too.
What's he doing? Oh, I think BTS. He's getting BTS orders.
Here, use mine.
Oh, I know what to do.
Call action. Are they going? Take a picture when I'm in there.
Oh, okay. I got it. I can do this. All right, you guys ready? All right. The bigot. So I was trying to get a house. I couldn't get a house we almost got a house for the father scene, but it didn't happen. And so eventually I found out that Kevin owns Framework Studios. Okay.